Hi, how are you? Got my Diet Coke, so I'm good. I'm ready to go. I hope you all are ready too. I have a bunch of questions from before, but if you have a question, obviously you jump right in with it. Let's get started. The first one is this person's daughter was at an event and she got paint on a sweatshirt. So here's the thing. There's a couple things about this. Um, this way. How's that? That's a little more in frame that way, right? Um, so paint on a sweatshirt. So paint is really tough because really paint, as weird as it sounds, it's not a stain. It's not in the fabric because it doesn't go in the fabric. It sits on the surface of the fabric. So the best way to get paint off, and I'm assuming this is craft paint or latex paint because she said it was a craft project. The best way to get paint off is to soak it, and you soak it like for 24 hours or 36 hours. And what happens is it softens the paint, and then you scrape it off with like the dull edge of a credit card or something like that, like something sort of dull and flat, the back of a knife. I wouldn't even use like a table knife. The back side of it would be fine. You want something really, really dull because you don't want to wreck the fabric. You scrub that off and then you scrub the rest of it out with a horsehair brush and you're fine. So that is one that I see, as kind of it's tricky because it's not in the fabric, it's on the fabric. So you have to kind of treat it that way. So that's one. The next one, oh, this is fun. It's how to clean the shower grout and the shower doors. So the best way to clean the shower grout is to put some baking soda in a bowl and basically mix up a paste with dish soap. And you want to use enough dish soap that you want to use enough dish soap that you make kind of a thick paste, and you rub that paste into the grout and you let it sit, and then you scrub it out. And when you scrub it out, then you're kind of good. Everything will just kind of come away with it. So that's kind of the next one. And then for the shower door, like I want to get the shower door too. So the thing about the shower door is you can scrub it with dish soap and baking soda, but you put it like on a sponge and you just scrub it on and then rinse it off. The great thing about the dish soap is it cuts through all the oil. So the oil in your conditioner, in your body oil, in your lotion, if you use that in the shower, even some shampoos have oil if they're moisturizing and you're moisturizing soap. The baking soda will cut through all of that, and then you can get that out. So that's how we're going to do that. Oh, this is an interesting one. How often should you wash clothes? So this is a really good question. How often should you wash clothes? So I think you should wash them as infrequently as possible. So like, this is the second time I've worn this shirt. And so far, so good. I haven't gotten anything on it. I may wear it a third. I probably, after a third, will wash it because it'll get oily in the collar or get oily in the cuffs. But, I try not to overwash things. And the person messaged me because they want to know if they can wash things every time. And if they do, how to not deteriorate the fabric. The express cycle, warm water, cold rinse, fast spin, is the best thing you can do for clothes. But really, washing them every time is going to shorten their life. And the person even asked, like, what about sweaters? Should I wash my sweaters every time? Please don't do that. They are hair. They will not survive washing every time. They just won't last very long. So I would just not. We have a question from Cindy. How do you clean windows that haven't been cleaned in years? This sounds like a story I want to hear, but for the short term, I actually made an outdoor window cleaner that was half vinegar, half rubbing alcohol with 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. There's a YouTube video for that if you want to find it. But if they haven't been washed in years, I only use that outside. I just use rubbing alcohol inside. If they haven't been washed in years, they're probably gritty. I would use that on all the windows, inside and out. That cornstarch gives you a little bit of grit, and it will get all that sort of gunk, that dust and, whatever off. So just use it. It'll be great. You could even, if you wanted to, you could even use like not like a rough scouring pad, but like kind of a softer one, and then go back over them with just vinegar and water to kind of get them clean. When I moved into my store in Northeast Minneapolis, which was in 2013, it had been a jewelry store, and they actually made the jewelry in the back. And so the windows in the back were coated with like soot almost from, the heat from making the gold jewelry. And I had to clean them. I cleaned them with the solution I just told you. I cleaned them, and then I took vinegar and water and just went back over them. And I had to do that 2 times to get it off. I doubt your windows are going to be that dirty, but it totally worked, and it's great. That little bit of cornstarch really gives you the grit that you need. So the question was about washing cashmere and wool. I would not wash it every time. It's just not going to survive. It's like washing your hair, and we forget that our hair grows out. You know what I mean? Like, we forget that we wash our hair every day or every couple of days, or, however often you wash it, but it grows out. It's constantly regenerating. The sweater isn't. So be very, very careful. The other part was ironing towels. I would not iron them. If they are linen, I might iron them, but I would not use any sort of starch because they won't be as absorbent. So those are the questions that I have. What other questions do you have? I also got a question, and I forgot to write it down, but I'll go ahead and answer it, about cleaning the patio furniture. I'm going to do that on Care 11 on Saturday. You can actually see it, but I'm going to clean it with dish soap, because dish soap is great for your outdoor furniture. And the great thing about your outdoor furniture is it's meant to get wet. So it's totally fine to use the hose, that sort of thing on it. It'll just come right off. And I'm also, myself, this weekend, going to clean my grill. And I clean the grill with dish soap, but I take the rack and I put it in a garbage bag with a little bit of hot water and about a tablespoon of oxygen bleach, and let it soak to kind of get all that sort of oil and gunk from last summer, even though I cleaned it before I put it away. But you know how that goes. And then I'm going to wash it again. So, yeah, that's kind of what I have going. What else do we have? Unrelated, if you placed a soap flake order, we are almost caught up. You should get a tracking number in the next day or so. So I just wanted to let you know. Yeah. Downloads for the index have been huge, huge, huge. I can't believe how many we've actually already had people download. I love that. So I'm glad it worked. It was well worth doing. Yeah. We have another question. Aloha. You know what? Banana and red dirt stains. That's just unfair that you're asking me about Hawaii. It's like, how can I remove the stain from this tropical paradise? So banana will come off with oxygen bleach. I was just kidding. I'm happy to help. Banana will come up with oxygen bleach, even if it's been on there a while. And then red dirt will come out with soap and a brush. Just scrub it in. I get people who ask me all the time, because they ask about baseball pants, because they always have red clay and it'll come right out. Love to know how to make cleaners for the bathroom, especially the toilet. I clean my bathroom. I can just tell you, I clean my bathroom with dish soap. I use dish soap for everything in the bathroom. It's very effective, but it's great. I put a little dish soap in the tub, I put it in the shower, I put it in the commode, I put it in the sink, and I just scrub everything with it. If you're worried about antibacterial, you could hit it with a shot of vodka when you're done, because that's very antibacterial, but I don't. I just scrub everything with dish soap, and it is awesome. It works really, really well. It's, super effective. And and I have a scrubby brush. I showed my scrubby brush a couple of weeks ago. Um, it's battery operated and I use it. That's how I clean my whole bathroom. And it's so great. I love it so much. Yeah. Um, Try those two remedies and it's not working. Oh, weird. I would soak it longer because that should work. That's not an issue. Oh, okay. The rust stains in the toilet. I'm sorry, go back to the banana. Just soak it longer before you wash it. You should be good to go. And if not, email me. We'll talk. Those rust stains, dump a bucket of water into the commode. So you flush it without refilling it. And then once it's gone, you can sprinkle like Barkeeper's Friend, or you can just use baking soda and scrub, and that'll get the rust stains out. And then you can use the dish soap to get it clean. But here is the most amazing trick. Once you get those rust stains out, buy some toilet magnets. And yes, that's what I said. Toilet magnets. They go in the tank of the toilet and they attract all that iron, that rust. And about every 6 months, you take them out and wash them, and then you put them back. And if you're looking to buy them, you can buy them sometimes at hardware stores. And you also can buy them from the big mail order behemoth from Seattle. Getting blood out of carpet. There we go. So to get blood out of carpet, you want to mix up oxygen bleach, about 2 tablespoons to a quart of water, sponge it on. You're going to sponge it on a few times. You're going to kind of rub it with the towel. Don't use a brush. Try not to use a brush on your carpet if you can. Rub it with the towel. Then you're going to take a towel with clear water and you're going to blot it up. If you have to use a little soap, use it in between. But the oxygen bleach will break the blood down and lift it out. If you have one of those little rug shampooers, I would put the oxygen bleach solution in that and go over it, and it'll come right out. The oxygen bleach will rehydrate the blood, and it'll make it easier to get it out. That's what you're kind of doing with it. Starting you to answer, concert tees look good without cracking. I will answer this over and over. The first thing is I would avoid putting them in the dryer if you can't. If you can, because it will really help with the pattern. Never use fabric softener or anything on them because that will cause that to break. And then wash them on the quick cycle. You can use oxygen bleach because concert tees get sweaty and they kind of pit out or they get in the color. But just use the express cycle. Don't overwash them and you'll be good to go. I talk about one of my concert tees in my book. I wanted a Culture Club concert tee my entire life, and I finally got one just a few years ago. How would you clean a red velvet evening gown with little stones? Look at you. Yeah, you do. I would hand wash it. The reason I would hand wash it is unless you know exactly how the velvet was made, it'll wash fine in the machine. What might happen though is some of the velvet may loosen, and if you hand wash it, it'll be so gentle you won't worry about it. I would lay it out in the tub and wash it, let it drain, and then as soon as it drains, I'd hang it up and let it finish drying. That's super easy. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Lipstick out of carpet. Okay, lipstick comes out of carpet. You clean carpet like you clean anything. You just use the same method. You just have to blot it up. Lipstick will come if you blot it, if you spray it with vinegar and water, and then you blot it, then you scrub with soap and a brush, and then you start blotting it with clear water and you lift it up. Like the wedding gown washing trick. Oh my gosh, that is exactly. I forgot that I made the wedding gown video. Oops, shame on me. Yes, you wash the dress just like you wash the wedding dress because velvet, the way they make velvet, I have my Coke in my hands. They actually make it in 2 pieces and they slice it in the middle, and that's how it gets that fuzzy edge. And if these threads aren't locked down, Sometimes they'll come loose, they'll pull out. That's the reason I don't want you to put it in the machine, because that's it. So yeah, so that's what we have. Do we have any other questions? No, because it looks like we've just about hit time. If if you're watching this later and you have a question, go ahead and post it. I'll answer it next week. The other thing, I'm trying to think of anything to tell you. I'm on Care 11 on Saturday. Yeah, and I should be back in the store next week. Do you put humidity catching bags in wooden dressers? I don't. I will tell you, I sometimes throw in lavender sachets to deal with moths. I don't put those little humidity bags in there, but I do sometimes put lavender sachets to deal with moths. So, yeah. All right, everybody. I want you to have the best week ever, and I will see you next week.